What is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well today. As for myself, I am doing good out here sitting in the shop, getting a little work done, and also getting ready to see what this market is going to do in just about an hour. Sunday evening rolling on in. And wanted to get a video done just showing what I think the market might do at open, how I'm going to play it at open, and let y'all see what I've been doing with the OTRS trade system. So we are going to jump right on into the main screen for the OTRS trade system. So let's go ahead, let's get that pulled up, and pretty much the same as it has been since the last time I made a video. I have made a couple of new changes. A few weeks back, I had the wild idea to take a Fibonacci level for the previous day's candle and kind of see how that would look on the chart. So I added that to my 1 minute chart. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna blow up just the 1 minute chart real quick, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna take this out to, we'll take it out to about 7 o'clock. But if you notice over on the right hand side, you see these percentages. These are Fibonacci levels. This is not something that I really had ever been interested in. And like I said, I don't know what made me get the idea to see what these levels would look like on the chart based on a daily candle. But I did it. And notice, these lines are very nice. They're not as clean as when I would draw my price action lines. So I would have a price level line just about where the you see the little pencil indicator, it would be right there. But if you notice, right below that is the 110% level. I'm good with that. If we come up to the 127% level, look at it catching this pivot. You go up to the 138% level, it's catching that pivot. What this allows me to do is not have to worry about going in and manually putting my price action lines. It's just clean, y'all. It's clean. If I scroll over, you won't see those percentages here, but you can see how this thing is catching these levels clean. So I did that for the daily chart. I'm sorry, I did that for the 1 minute chart using a daily candle. But then I said, what would this look like if I did it on a higher time frame? So I went and I looked at a monthly candle, and I wanted to see what it would look like on either hourly chart, a daily chart, a 4-hour chart. So I'm gonna blow up the hourly chart here real quick, and we'll drag this out to just where let's keep going, that's about good right there. Let's see, yeah, this is 4.7. So it's drawing these levels, and actually I went out too far. These levels that you see here, these are based on a February candle, and I did go out too far. I'm gonna bring this back over, and you see where it splits at right here, where all of those levels kind of jockey over. And I'm gonna just blow this up right here. So we're now, the only level that we're showing is the 100% level. We got the 88% level down here, which is a test level that I'm using. Then you had 110% level up there. So that's the monthly fib levels on the 1 hour chart. And then the one that I really want to show y'all is I took a yearly candle and used that for the fib level. And this is the daily chart. So this is the daily chart for MNQ going back to January 1st, where it started using the December's candle. The red line is the low of the candle. The green line is the high of the candle. And then in between are the fib levels. And there are standard fib levels. I found some levels in between that I kind of made test levels for. But notice what the market did, y'all. When we opened at the first of the year, we were up here near the top of December's candle, up near the highs. And then once the tariff information and other information started hitting the market, we kind of started going down, and we were kind of testing these levels. Look at this, is the 50% level. This is a key level. So that's half of the previous year's candle. Kind of bounced back up, flushed out, and look at where we caught support at, y'all. Down here at the lows, down at the 0% level. So previous year's lows. And we've just kind of been chopping back up. We came back up to the 50% level, back down to like 23.6. You can almost call that 25%. Back up, and now we're over the 61.8% level. I don't know much about fib levels, but people say that I guess the 61% level is a pretty key level. Just looking at this daily chart, and this is based on the OTRS trade system, which is the trading system that I trade, the trade system that I created. So why not trade what I had my hands in creating? But notice we have a red chart. So I should only be looking for shorts if I was trading off of the daily chart, which I do not do. But look, you see this green cloud? This cloud right here, when price gets above it, it's going to flip this chart red, or I'm sorry, it's going to flip this chart green. So if price breaks above this candle, and what I found with the sweetness of these fib levels is if it gets above a level, breaks the high, it's probably 9 out of 10 times going up to the next level. So daily chart has a good chance of flipping green. Blown it back up. We're looking at everything now. This here is the hourly chart. Notice it is green. 4-hour trend is green. 15-minute chart is green. What I trade is the 1-minute chart. It's red. Usually, if the higher time frame chart is green and the lower time frame chart is red, this is nothing more than a pullback on this chart. That's all it is. It's a pullback. So for me, going into Sunday evening, this is what I'm looking for, y'all. I am looking for price to get above 20205. If price gets above this level and breaks that candle, we're going back up here to this 127.2 level. That's from back testing and what I've seen. If we break this high, we are going back up to this level, and I'll be taking longs. And you say, well, LMD, your chart is red. Guaranteed, if price gets above this level, my chart will immediately turn green because price is going to be above this flush cloud. It's red now, so I call that a flush cloud. When it's green, it's a bounce cloud. Reason being, if price gets down into that cloud, it's usually going to bounce. Look over at the 15-minute. It bounced. It got down in it. It bounced. The gray cloud is usually a pivot cloud. This is where it should come down and pivot higher. It's where it should come down, pivot higher. If it breaks this level, it's usually going to flush out, but it should pivot. But back to what we're talking about. If price gets over 20205 and holds, I look for the market to make this move back up to 127 level. If market opens and it opens lower. If it opens below 20190, I would expect the market to come back down. This blue solid line is a 15-minute channel. If you come over on the 15-minute, you can clearly see that we are in an up channel. We're in an up channel. I'm going to go ahead. I am going to cancel that right extension. And I'm going to cancel that right extension. Oh, it had two of them right there. Cancel that one because we're only worried about this one right now. So if price gets below 190, I expect us to come down, retest this channel. If that fails, we will come down and see this 110 level. Notice over here, we saw the 110 level. Notice up here, we saw the 127 level. So that is my game plan for when the market opens today. If we get above this 127 level, next level is going to be the 138 level. I'll go ahead. I will blow the 1 minute up just so we can kind of get a bigger picture. Just so you can kind of see why my thought process is the way it is with these fib levels. One thing, you notice how I said that I do have like test levels. There is a level right up in here. There is a level right there. I would need to go in, kind of play with the fib levels and find that level. But this range is fine. This range is fine. But notice up here, we got a test of the, get off of there. We tested that 138 level, came back down, broke the 127, kind of just chopped around this area. Again, there is a level right here. But kind of chopped around that level. It finally held, pushed us back up to this 138 level, back down, kind of chopped around that level again. And we just kind of chopped our way around going into the close on Friday. Market did flush out right there to that 110 level, back up to the 127. Again, I'm not big on Fibonacci's, but what I am big on are things that I could put on my chart and they make sense. When I did this, it totally made sense. So again, that is what I am looking for. Just to give you an update on how I've been doing in my trading, y'all. It's been rough. I am not gonna lie. I got maybe 4 or 5 payouts out of take profit. And then the day I was headed to Las Vegas, I bet it all. I let my ego get in the way. I've been watching some psychology videos and they talk about your ego. And this particular video that I watched, it made all the sense in the world. For some reason, it just resonated with me. And I said, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's my ego. I can trade 5, actually not even 5 days because I had 5 payouts. So I can trade 2-3 weeks good, doing what I'm supposed to do. And then I'll take one trade that's against my system. It's always against my system too, which is the crazy thing. I'll take a trade, red chart, red candles. I should only go short. I'll take a long. And then I won't take the stop because I don't have a clearly defined stop. I will let that trade go against me. I will add to a losing position. And I will let one trade kill 3 weeks worth of work. And that is what I did a couple of weeks ago, right before I left to go to Vegas. Blew that account up. And I was like, man, you got to do better. Opened up another account, passed it in like 3 days. I was literally $500 away from a payout, y'all. And I did the exact same thing again. I took a trade against my system, didn't take the stop, in one trade, y'all. It's not like I have losing days. I have one trade that will kaboom. And like I said, when I watched that video, I was like, he hit the nail on the head. It is my ego that's getting in the way of me being as successful as I can be. So unless bought another account, and that account of $137, oh no, not 137. I pull it up. Let's see. Where is it at? So this is one I'm gonna be trading tonight. I do 25K accounts with Take Profit Trader. That is the perfect account for me. Right now, that account is at 26,393.50 cents. So literally, it is $107 away from being over the $1,500 threshold. So just waiting on the market to open today. I have my plan laid out. Just basically told y'all my plan. So let's see. Myself and Spark, we always talking inside of the Discord. He has an excellent strategy that he trades. It's quite a bit different than the strategy that I trade, but it works for him. He's quite successful with that strategy. But we both fight the same demons, y'all. We both fight the same demons where we can go weeks on end, and then it's just one trade that we will let kill weeks worth of good work. He's trading a take profit account as well. Same thing. He got quite a few payouts. He's trading a bigger account. He took some nice size payouts out of it, and one day, I won't tell his business, but one day, and that's all it takes for us. So we've just been kind of this weekend just strategizing on what we're going to do going into Monday. We have to take it one day at a time with trading. This thing is like anything else. You have to take it one day at a time. So that's what I plan on doing. We're just gonna see what we can do, and that is our plan. I think that's about all I really wanted to talk about in the video today. I'll scroll. Let's take about a minute just so I'll show you like some good trades Friday, and I did take a couple of these, but this is OTR's trade system. I'm gonna just back it out to this, to where we flip green on green, and you should just be able to look at this chart and see that this is the picture of money going long. Even if I didn't really tell you like what direction you should be going, it's green. It's green. You got this green pivot cloud. The way that I trade, I look for first 1 minute candle to make 2 new high setups. So that's a clean trade. This is an inside bar candle. I got rules for getting in on an inside bar candle, but that's a clean trade. This is a clean trade. So in this one little stretch from 8:30 to like 9:15, y'all, that was like 4 or 5 clean trades. This will make your morning right there. That's what make your morning right there, depending on what you're risking. Right now, I have my risk set to $50 a trade, trading 2 to 1. So this would have been like a quick $400, $500 morning within like 45 minutes. Once this pulled back right here, this pullback was too severe to take the first 1 minute candle to make the new high setup. Reason being, if you take this trade, you're kind of trading into a lower high, and that's exactly what it did. It set you up for the lower high, flushes out, you're trading into a lower high again. So can't really take that trade. Comes back down. Now it's kind of giving you a W bottom. Pushes back up. Now you get a higher low. Jump on that trade right there, and you back on the gravy train. Back on the gravy train. Notice, remember what I was saying? Gray clouds is a pivot cloud. It should pivot and go higher. If it breaks this pivot cloud, don't want to take the next one because you can trade into a lower high. But this bounce cloud should bounce you back up. It does. And it's just nice. It's just nice. When that breaks that gray cloud, though, you don't really want to take it didn't give you one, so it wouldn't have mattered, but you don't want to really take that because you're going to be trading into a lower high. These are all things that I have kind of outlined in the OTR's trade and strategy workbook. But that's a beautiful picture right there, y'all. That is a beautiful picture. The way that I use these fib levels are I use them as a support and a resistance type level, to where if we're above this level, this is going to be support. I kind of expect that to go higher, and usually I'm expecting it to go to the next level. Again, you can kind of see where levels are at in between there though, and you see this is kind of big level. Let's see how many points that is between that. 162 up to 226. It's about 60 points. It's about 60 point level right there, but it did have a little intermediate level in between it. But yeah, it's pretty good, pretty doggone good. I got another setup called a blue candle setup. You see these blue candles. There is a trade that you can use based off of those candles. And then we see the chart flipped red about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now we're looking for first 1 minute candles to make new lows. Boom, you get one right there, flushes out. This pullback is a little extreme. It goes all the way back up. I would have expected it to stop somewhere around there to continue lower, get an even low. Can't do anything with this. This is just chop for me. I would not trade it, for one, because I'm trading into this pivot, but also notice we got a first line of defense, which is this broken line right here. You're gonna be trading into that. You're gonna be trading into that. You come over here, this is end of day. This is power hour volatility. I'm not a fan of that because you can get washed out with it as well. So all of this is just power hour and after hours. And then, like I said, we're back over to where the market is at. So I'm gonna just be looking for this, for the market to open above 205 or below 190. Above 205, I'm waiting on the chart to flip green. Below 190, it's already red. We're just going to be waiting on a first 1 minute candle to make a new low setup. One other thing I mentioned, blue candle setups. When the chart is red, the candles will flip gray. At that point, it's just going to be called a gray candle setup, and it's just the opposite of the blue candles. But on that note, I'm going to wrap this one up. We're right at 20 minutes. I like to keep these videos to 20 minutes. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comment section. I do have a Discord channel. Nothing special. Don't charge for it. It's just a place where like-minded individuals can hang out and chat. If you're interested, that link will be in the description. And on that note, I'm out of here. Peace.